Are you stuck in surface level conversation on Muzz and you're just so over it, where you feel like there are no serious guys anymore out there? If that's the case, then this video is for you. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Hannah Ogashingi. I'm the co-founder of Muslim Love Coaches, and me and my husband Ahmad are on a mission to help 5 million single Muslims have the tools to find their spouses and be in a healing, nourishing, and Allah-centered relationship. Perhaps you've been on Muzz for quite some time now, where you get matched with someone that you think is a great match, but then you start talking and you end up just surface level chats. Assalamu alaikum, how are you? Good, how are you? How's your day? Yeah, good. How's your day? Good. And it just doesn't go anywhere, and you're just so sick of it, where you're like, why isn't anything moving more deeper? So many of my clients come to me feeling the same way. They say to me, Hannah, I just don't know how to move past the surface level chats. We're stuck in surface level chats for 3 months, and they end up wasting their time and they hate it. And so here is a solution on how to fix it. Number one, get clear and intentional from the get-go. And what I mean by that is, when you match with somebody, instead of saying Salaam alaikum, how are you? Why not say Salaam alaikum, hey, I noticed on your profile that you love hiking. Tell me, where do you love hiking? What was the most exciting hike that you've done recently? See how that's intentional, how that provides exciting information from the get-go, and how you avoid the hey, how are you, how's your day conversation, and you get straight into getting to know the guy really quickly in a really elegant, high-value woman way. So instead of waiting for him to initiate the first conversation, first of all, and instead of us getting stuck on the hey, how are you loop, actually look at his bio and see something interesting that you want to know about and ask. Coming in with curiosity is key. You're curious about getting to know another human being. He's been raised in a different environment. Maybe he lives in a different country. Maybe he definitely thinks a different way, being raised in a different way. He has maybe a different job to you. So you want to get to know this person. So think about, how can I be curious about this person? I just want to know who they are, how they think, what's important to them, and then see if we're in alignment. So that's number one. Actually using their bio as a conversation starter to hit the point really quickly and really across and get the conversation moving. And trust me, if you ask a guy that question automatically from the get-go, you're going to stand out amongst the crowd of other matches that he's probably matched with. Number two, another mistake that I find Muslim women make is they send the guy a whole list of questions from the first message. Questions like, how serious are you about marriage? What's your timeline about marriage? Do you want to have kids? Have you ever been divorced? 50 questions, like as if it's a job interview. And that's not elegant. That's not high value. And that's actually a turn-off. Why? Because this is not a job interview. You want to get to know the person. And the way you get to know the person is by asking curious questions one at a time. You don't have to ask 50 questions in one time. That's just too intense, and that's going to repel any man. Even a high value man is going to be turned off by getting 50 questions in one go. So ladies, I ask you from the depths of my heart, please stop doing that. It doesn't make you more serious. It doesn't make you more halal. In fact, that just actually turns people away. Imagine that. Imagine I came to you right now and I asked you 50 deep questions. You know nothing about me, and you're demanding I give you answers. You haven't built the relationship investment. I want you to think about this. You have a bank with everyone that you have a conversation with. And when I say you have a bank of trust. What I mean by that is, you have investments, as in the more you ask questions about them, get to know them, show up for them. And then when you withdraw is when you ask too many demanding questions. So imagine I came to you, we have no bank with each other, you know nothing about me, and I asked you 50 questions from the get-go. You're going to be like, who the heck are you? How dare you ask me these questions when you haven't even bothered to get to know me? You know nothing about me. It's the same thing. Imagine I go to a bank, I have zero in the balance, and I say, hey, give me $50,000. Do you think the bank's going to give me $50,000? No bank will ever do that, right? So you need to start putting deposits into that bank to then make a withdrawal. And so how you do that is asking really great, curious questions. So then how do you ask questions to know if they're actually serious about marriage? Once you've asked some curious questions about their profile and gotten to know them a little bit, you can ask questions like, hey, how important is marriage for you? What's your timeline for marriage? How do you see marriage enhancing your life? Questions like that actually gauge whether or not marriage is something and a priority for them right now. I can even ask questions, why is marriage a priority for you right now? That's a really great question to ask. because you're asking, well, how serious are you? The third thing that I see so many single Muslim women make in terms of mistakes is they overgive too quickly. So we want to put a balance. We don't want to over bombard them with questions, but we don't want to overgive. And when I say overgive is like from the get-go, you're like, he's the one, yes, I've matched with him, he's my husband, khalas, we need to get family involved from a conversation number one. That's just doesn't make any sense. You don't know the guy, you don't know anything about him. Yeah, just because you have a good connection, maybe a connection that's lasted a couple of hours, doesn't mean that that is ready to move to commitment and that you're going to marry him straight away. And so many single Muslim women prioritize connection over commitment. And what I mean by that is if there hasn't been anything serious, it's just, yeah, you feel so good about the conversation, you feel heard, you feel seen, all good signs, doesn't mean that khalas, he's the one. What makes him the one is then commitment. And so that means bringing in your family at the right time once you have information about him and enough information to go on. And again, it's not just based on the first conversation. You need to ask him questions about his family, about what he does for work, or what's really important for him. And remember, like I said in episode 2, values alignment. You need to be in values alignment. So asking him questions about his values and how that shows up into his day-to-day life. Asking him questions about his vision and where he wants to go, as I mentioned in episode 3. The clearer you are on your vision and values, the better questions you'd come prepared. Once you find that you are a vision and a values alignment and you feel like there is a lot to base off the connection by, then it moves into commitment. And when I say commitment, this is another mistake and lots of Muslim women make is they say the guy has to be the one that initiates the commitment. Why? Why can't you say, well, I think this is ready to move forward. I feel good about this. I would love to involve my family. What are your thoughts about that? See how that's a high, elegant woman way to do it. Instead of waiting for him, you're saying, hey, if you want to continue talking to me, we need to get their family involved. You're not going to just have easy access to me where we're going to talk for months and months on end and my family's not going to get involved. So that actually puts a boundary in a really beautiful way. And it actually tests his commitment levels. Is he committed to move forward? Because a guy that's serious about you will want to move things forward. There won't be any second guessing. Even if he's shy, even if he's not really a people person, he'll still want to make it serious because he's found somebody that's a great match. So he doesn't want to lose you. So a great guy will want to bring the family on board. And if he brings the family on board, that's a real sign that he's serious. But if he keeps fluffing around and saying, oh, you know what, it's not the right time, then Habibti, he's not serious about you. Maybe he says, oh, in 1 year, then maybe it's the right time. He's not serious about you. So don't waste your time on empty promises. Actions and words need to be aligned together. And so introducing commitment when you feel like it's right is really, really important because, again, speaking on months and months of Muzz is just going to end up in nowhere. And so introducing the commitment question like, hey, I'm ready to move this conversation forward. I'd love to involve my family. What are your thoughts about this? Will really put it forward. And again, a woman can introduce that, like I said, in a high value woman way. Just like Khadija radiallahu anha, our beloved mother, the wife of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. She saw a great match. She saw the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Did she hide away and say, oh, I just wait for him to approach me? No, she was a businesswoman. She was known as the Princess of Quraysh. So she had high prestige in the community. She was a businesswoman. She was extremely wealthy. So she knew her status and she knew, yeah, if I like someone, if I think someone is a match, why not initiate it? And she initiated the proposal of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So if a high value woman like Khadija radiallahu anha initiated the proposal of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam to take things seriously and make it serious, like make the proposal happen, why can't we do the same? Often we talk about Khadija radiallahu anha and we tell this exact same story, but we don't implement it in our lives. So if you find that he has initiated the commitment conversation and you're ready to move things forward, ask that question that I just said, because that will gauge whether or not he's serious. And if he's not serious, then it's time to say goodbye to that match. Even if he gives you empty promises like, oh, just give me a couple of months, I just need some time, oh, well, why are you on Muzz to begin with? That's what I'm going to ask him on the get-go. Why are you just going to waste her time? And your time is the most valuable asset. So I just want you to keep that in mind. My time is so valuable, so I'm not going to waste it on any guy that's not ready to make things move forward. You're on Muzz for a reason. You're on Muzz to get married. You're not on Muzz for a boyfriend. You're not on Muzz to just feel good about yourself. You're not on Muzz just to talk to many guys. You're there for marriage. So be strategic and remember your time is your most valuable asset. If you've loved these reminders in the last 4 episodes and you would love to learn more about how to optimize your profile, how to show up with clarity, how to get to know your values and vision, I invite you to follow me on Muslim Love Coaches on Instagram, inshallah, where I share lots of tips and lots of knowledge about how you can optimize your time and inshallah have the tools to find the one.